So as we begin to settle into this space, I just want us to take a moment to drop into our breath and connect with the intention, the sankalpa that guided you to Wonderland this year. And just noticing what that is for you. Because there is something deep inside of you beyond your cognitive mind that spoke to you and guided you here. And here in the West, we have been so programmed to privilege intellect over intuition, knowledge over wisdom, the material world over the unseen. But embodying both, being in this incredible human form, or this meat sack, like I call it sometimes, soul in human form, understanding the depth of what it means, the responsibility of what it means to be human, while also honoring the 3D nature of what it means to be human. That's what's called embodying your medicine. And so when we say there's such a profound need for medicine people in this modern world, the meaning of medicine in that context is the meaning of embodying your soul's purpose in this lifetime. There is an urgent need on this planet, we call her Pachamama, Mother Gaia, for all of us to courageously excavate what that is. And in order to excavate what your unique gifts are, what your purpose is, there also has to be a courage and a willingness to move into the depth of your subconscious, to see the places in which you are still programmed with self-limiting beliefs that hold you back from the magnificent nature of your highest self, of that power that is beyond striving, it's beyond doing, it's beyond effort. It is you in your essence walking into a room with that energetic vibration, sharing the medicine of your presence. And this is what we do. It is one of our missions at the East Institute, is to walk alongside others that are ready to embody their medicine. And it takes a dedication every day to see the places that we self-betray. So think in this moment, how do you want to feel day to day? How do you want to be day to day? What is that for you? Where are you out of alignment with that? And what subconscious belief, or maybe it's conscious and you're consciously choosing to be out of alignment, where are you misstepping and continuing to be in the patternistic, thought-based spiral and thus behavioral spiral of misalignment? So through the work that we share at East, there's such a deep emphasis on personal responsibility for our own healing and transformation process. And as medicine people, again, going with that definition, embodying your unique gifts, your soul's purpose, there's this paradigm shift that is happening on this planet, this shift from disempowerment, from externalizing our power, from victimhood consciousness into what I would call unity consciousness, and ecosystem consciousness. Because in ecosystem consciousness, we all work in harmony together. We all move together in cooperation. And we're here at this incredible event, and we see all these incredible access points into engaging with psychedelics, and they're all powerful and valid in their own ways. So even in this space, you know, it can feel like the wild, wild west in so many moments. And also, can we walk and embody the teachings of interdependence, which is such a foundational part of what it means to live and exist in ecosystem consciousness. And interdependence is the truth, the innate truth that we are all intimately interconnected in every way, and simply it's our ego that perpetuates separation. And that's okay, because our ego is purposeful for us. It's what, you know, helps us to get out of bed and see ourselves in the mirror and have a level of identity so we can be in this particular existence. But our practice becomes, if we are on the path of really embodying our unique gifts, how can I continue to perpetuate that interdependence, that ecosystem? And that's why there's such a need in our modern world for medicine people. One of my deepest joys and honors is to bring forth the ancient indigenous lineages that I've been initiated into, and that many of our beautiful facilitators have been initiated into through East. And when I sit with my teachers, and I recently sat with a beloved teacher and dear sister and friend, Rosario Ponte, a Mopan Maya elder, descendant of Don Eligio Ponte, a world-renowned Mayan elder. And she looked at me and she laughed and said, you know, this work isn't easy. Many won't understand it when it comes to medicine work. Many will be challenged. Many will run away. But you know, their souls are happy and do the work anyway. So again, we're shifting from the outsourcing of our own internal power, of our own sense of worthiness, into this inner knowing that no matter what anyone says, no matter what how the world reflects back at us, we know from the depth of our being that our worthiness is our birthright. That's the essence of the medicine person. That's the essence of what it means to walk this path. If we wanted to call this path the spiritual path or the path of awakening, the path of embodying your authentic power, that's your medicine. And I encourage all of you sitting and receiving and listening to ask yourself, what is that? And how can I share that on a day-to-day basis? How can I share that with others who are ready and willing to receive? And it's an embodiment. It's a way of being that is beyond thought. The reason why it's so important to really excavate the granular nature of what it means to embody one's authentic power versus to outsource it and continue to project worthiness and ego for the purpose of our own the illusion of validation, really, is that programming is so deeply entrenched in our psyches. And it's so ancestral and intergenerational that it is a moment-to-moment choice to move through life from this place of knowingness, from, we call it the soul, from your essence, from your worthiness, from your light. That is a moment-to-moment choice. Because in another moment, our ego can kick in and have 1,000 judgments right? So we have about 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. About 70 to 80% of those thoughts are negative in content. And I don't say that to be dismal, I say it just to normalize the fact that our monkey mind is what it is. So when we sit in meditation, it's not about not having thoughts at all. It's about where can we see ourselves when we get lost so we can find ourselves again. Walking the path of the medicine person, walking the path of the shaman, walking the path of a spiritual being, walking in authenticity means that we're willing to see ourselves moment to moment and see where we misstep. And that is radical personal ownership of our own being, of our own subconscious reprogramming, of our own conscious choice of how we show up in the world. Because that's a choice. That is a choice moment to moment. And I think about that. I think about what it means to live in interdependence, and it makes me think so much of my maternal lineage of Mahayana Buddhism from Vietnam. So I grew up with a Vietnamese Buddhist mom and a Christian dad from Georgia, good old Southern boy. And so my whole life has been this interweaving of East and West. It's been this coming together of two seemingly different cultures, spiritual traditions, ways of living. And if we look at our own journey, we can begin to see how each chapter, each dark night of the soul, each loss, each moment of pain and suffering is medicine to guide us into the embodiment of who we truly are beyond who we've been told we should be. And that takes courage. Because the reality is we can't cultivate a different level of consciousness in the world unless we challenge the status quo of the current level of consciousness, So the grit makes the pearl. That grit coming in and creating irritation in order to birth a luminosity that is a higher level of consciousness shifting from the energy of fear into the energy of love. It takes courage. One of my favorite questions is, what is your medicine? What is your medicine? If every human being had even just a touch point on that, on the earth, think about how different this world would be. What is your medicine? And so, this work is the work of the medicine person. And I want you to think like beyond facilitator, beyond facilitating psilocybin ceremonies or, MDMA ceremonies. Thinking about life as a living ceremony allows us to see everything as medicine. So even the most challenging moments that bring us to our knees are actually portals into our greatest liberation, if we allow them to be. The challenge is that, and this goes back to Buddhist psychology in my Buddhist lineage, the teaching of how attached we are to comfort and pleasure, and how much aversion we have to discomfort. If we even just worked with that lesson, and we began to alchemize that lesson, we would be rebirthed into a different level of consciousness. Think about where we're still attached to the comfort. And think about where we have resistance, the resistance points within us. Oh, that person, oh, they said that thing and it really triggered me. Oh, I'm feeling fear in my solar plexus. your resistance points are the greatest lessons, leaning into them, studying them. What subconscious beliefs exist here? What subconscious beliefs continue to perpetuate this energy that I know is not in alignment with who I am at soul level? And be in that space of perpetual curiosity. Perpetual curiosity. So when it comes to our own medicine, our own reprogramming, and this is a lot of the work that we share through the East Institute, is holding ourselves in a sacred container, really being a diligent steward of our own energy. So energy management. And first and foremost, really establishing a grounding practice, consciously connecting with earth energy to create the foundation. And I'm not going to go into a whole psychology of the chakra system, but I do love Carolyn Meiss's work. Anatomy of the Spirit is a great book. And she talks about what it means to be energetically potent in the various chakras and what they mean psychologically. So for your root, for example, this is your foundation. This is also connected to your tribal consciousness. If you feel safe, if you feel secure, if you are grounded in your root, then you can be grounded in your being no matter what unfolds outside of you. So just take a moment to bring your awareness into the soles of the feet. I won't make you take your shoes off because that's usually what we do in this teaching, but just notice the soles of your feet on the floor, on the earth, and just direct your attention into the soles of your feet and feel the earth rising up to support you. And begin to see and feel this vast and intelligent root system growing down from the soles of the feet into Pachamama, the earth, moving through all of her layers, moving to the center of the earth, and just using the power of your intention, wrapping your energy around Pachamama's core, her heart. And as you inhale up, imagine and seeing beautiful ruby red energy sparkling and shining, moving up, 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 all of your roots, up the soles of your feet, up the meridians, the energy channels of your legs, and into the base of your spine. And just begin to see and feel this red earth energy swirling around the tailbone, through the hips, pelvic bowl. Noticing the sensations in your body as you're attending to this practice. And just noticing how you feel in this moment. And realizing that just in a few minutes of practice, a couple of minutes, you can completely shift your energy. Whatever you put your attention on is what your reality is made of. If humans could just understand that truth, that if we are in this perpetual state of separation, of stress, of feeling like we're not enough, of feeling like we'll never be enough, of feeling unworthiness, that's the energy you're going to create. That stress-based energy, the fear-based energy, and the fear-based energy is like cancer that just spreads rapidly. Your attention is one of your greatest superpowers. So what are you putting your attention on? What will you choose as your priority in your life? how will you move from that place through action? Our thoughts create energies, our energies perpetuate certain thoughts, our behaviors stem from those programmed thoughts that continue to run in the background. And that's, the beautiful part of the medicine is it allows us to move from that subconscious patterning, that rigidity, into a place of freedom where we can see where we have chosen to be out of alignment. But it's our work to do after ceremony, after our medicine experiences, to embrace a long-term integration process. So just as we like to encourage people to embrace life as a living ceremony, embrace every day as an integration session. That's what it takes, actually, to fully integrate medicinal experiences into the modern world because of how dense it is out there. The density of what it feels like to walk out into the world, to be in this world that is so full of fear, and we're seeing, shadows coming into the surface to be alchemized, both in different microcosms and also in the macro, in perhaps your individual life and relationships. I want to offer you a 3-step practice that really helps you to embrace every day as your integration, to embrace life as a living ceremony. And it's a portable practice that can be really helpful to continue the reprogramming and the excavation of those subconscious thoughts, to choose consciously what you want to pattern in your neural anatomy. So it's called the 3 A's. So the first is to acknowledge when you're out of alignment, when you're feeling kind of off, you're feeling fear, you're feeling just, not the way you're desiring to feel. Acknowledge the misalignment, and it may be a thought, it may be an energy, it may be a situation that you chose to put yourself in. Acknowledgement is the awareness, and the awareness creates space to choose differently. Because in any moment, we can begin again. We can begin again, and that's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of hope in that truth. So acknowledge the misalignment. The second is the compassion piece, because, doing this work without a healthy dose of compassion for ourselves can be very constricting and can kind of bring us down because it's deep work. So number 2 is to really accept that this is a part of my humanness. Hey, I said the thing that was not so nice, or I made this choice that I really feel shame about, or I kind of, wasn't fully truthful. So accept that this moment is a moment of my humanness, and that is okay. That is okay. And put your hand on your heart and feel it. Feel it. Your humanness, and we are walking this path together. So take that moment. The third A, the action point. This is where transformation happens. So we love to really be in this place of acceptance, but we also need to take action. It's also the balance of masculine, feminine energy in the world of transformation. And the third is alternative action. What are you going to do differently today, in this moment? Maybe historically you shied away from conflict or from speaking your truth, from opening your throat to speak your truth. Maybe the alternative action is saying, enough. I will not tolerate this relationship, this situation, this circumstance anymore because I know it is not supporting my energy and what I truly deserve at soul level. So whatever that alternative action is, commit yourself to it and make a list of alternative actions that you're going to, start reasonable, small, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4, and commit yourself to it for a period of time. And then you'll notice your alternative actions will shift and evolve over time, just as you do, because we are ever-evolving beings. Acknowledge, accept alternative action. That's medicine. And as you continue to walk the path of your heroic human journey, I encourage you to continue to ask yourself, what is my medicine? What did my soul come here to share with the world? And how can I continue to prioritize that gift every single day, even when I self-betray, even when I misstep? Where can I take alternative action and recalibrate? And one of my dear teachers would say, it's not about being lost. It's about the coming home. And as humans, we are perpetually forgetful, so we will get lost and we'll lose ourselves over and over and over for the purpose of feeling the dichotomy so we can come home to our truth and our essence again. And our essence is our authentic power beyond striving, beyond doing, beyond the ego. And that's what you're here to do. And it's an honor to walk alongside each and every one of you on this path. And may we continue to support and perpetuate what it means to be in existence and to embody ecosystem consciousness. Because every single person has the ability to carry medicine. So I think we're almost out of time, but thank you again. I'm Lena Franklin, medicine woman and one of the founders of the East Institute. We invite you to come by and visit us. You can find us on our website, theeastinstitute.com, and please follow us on social, The East Institute. We'd be happy to talk more with you about the transformative work that we share. Thank you.